All right, so everyone knows MrBeast, right? Like the YouTube king.
Yeah.
Giving away cash cards like it's nothing.
Oh, yeah.
But did you know there's a whole other side to this guy?
Yeah.
A side that involves some pretty serious allegations about insider trading in the crypto world.
Yeah. We're going to take a deep dive into some of these allegations today.
We're talking about hard evidence here.
Yeah.
Like actual cryptocurrency transactions, not just rumors and speculation.
Absolutely. This is all on-chain analysis.
Okay, so on-chain analysis.
Yeah.
For those of us who don't spend all day staring at blockchain explorers.
Sure. So basically, blockchain is a public record of every cryptocurrency transaction that happens.
Okay.
And on-chain analysis is basically looking at those records to see where the money's going, who's buying, who's selling, and when.
So it's like a digital fingerprint.
Exactly. It's a digital trail that can't be erased.
So researchers have been using this to track MrBeast's crypto dealings.
They have, and they've uncovered a network of over 50 crypto wallets linked to him.
50 wallets.
Over 50. Yeah.
I mean, it's not illegal to own crypto, but...
No, of course not. But the way he's interacting with these specific projects is what's raising red flags.
Okay, so what is he actually doing that's so shady?
Well, the researchers have identified a pretty concerning pattern.
Okay.
It looks like MrBeast has been getting into these crypto projects very, very early, often even before they're publicly available.
So like pre-sale stuff?
Exactly like the ground floor before anyone else knows about it. And then when the price peaks, he seems to sell off large portions of his holdings.
Ah, so classic pump and dump.
Well, it's a little more complicated than that, but the timing is definitely suspicious.
And this has happened with multiple projects.
Multiple, yeah. Superverse, Earn, AIOZ, Refinable.
It's starting to sound less like coincidence and more like a pattern.
Exactly. Let's look at Superverse, for example.
Okay.
This project did an initial coin offering, or ICO, back in 2021.
Right, ICOs. That's how these projects raise money early on.
Yeah, and the price of their token, Super, absolutely exploded after the ICO.
How much are we talking?
It went up 50x.
50 times. Cheese must have made some people a fortune.
Well, not everyone. A lot of the public investors who bought into the ICO actually got their money refunded.
What?
Seems Superverse exploited some legal loopholes, basically pulled the rug out from under those early investors.
So the average Joe gets screwed over, but MrBeast and his buddies make bank.
There's evidence pointing in that direction.
I mean, how much are we talking here?
There was a leaked screenshot hinting at MrBeast potentially putting $100,000 into Superverse. Researchers crunched the numbers, and it looks like he could have walked away with over $7.5 million from that one project alone.
$7.5 million?
Yeah.
From just one project?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's just like a really good investor or got lucky?
That's what some people say, but the researchers who dug into this, they believe there's more to it than that.
Okay.
MrBeast is running a YouTube empire, filming crazy stunts. He's even starting his own businesses to consistently make these kinds of crypto plays. Takes time, dedication.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't add up.
So what are the researchers suggesting?
They're looking at the possibility of insider trading.
Insider trading.
Yeah, it's not just the timing.
Okay.
But MrBeast also seems to be getting into these deals alongside other big influencers like KSI and Alex Becker.
Oh, wow.
And they all seem to be promoting these tokens right before the price goes crazy.
And then, surprise, surprise, they sell off at the top.
Yeah, so it looks like there could be some coordination going on here.
Oh, like a little influencer pump and dump ring?
It's a serious accusation. We'll need to look at the evidence closely.
Yeah.
But researchers have flagged a few specific instances where MrBeast bought into projects just before he started promoting them publicly.
Like which ones?
ShayShaw, PX, XCAD, JigStack.
Interesting. And how do those trades compare to like normal crypto activity?
Well, most people in crypto are either holding their coins for the long term,
Okay.
or they're engaging in something called farming.
Farming.
Yeah, it's basically like holding onto tokens to earn rewards.
Okay.
But what MrBeast seems to be doing is jumping into these projects, hyping them up to his massive audience.
And then cashing out when the price is high.
Yeah.
Okay, so not exactly your typical crypto investor behavior.
Not really.
So we've got this potential insider trading ring, massive profits, and a lot of questions. But there's one name that keeps popping up in all this, and it's not an influencer you'd recognize.
You're talking about Jagged Soft.
Jagged Soft, yeah. Who is this person?
That's the million-dollar question. Researchers haven't been able to definitively link them to a real-world identity,
Okay.
but they've traced a lot of cryptocurrency to Jagged Soft's wallet.
So they're definitely a key player in all of this.
Yeah, and then there's that curious 1% fee.
You mentioned that before. What's the deal with the 1%?
Well, it seems that after these tokens are sold off, a 1% fee is consistently sent to Jagetsoft's wallet.
Almost like a commission or a finder's fee.
Exactly.
Hold on. A 1% cut of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
This Jagetsoft is doing all right for themselves. But let's not forget about the people on the other side of these transactions. MrBeast's fans, the ones who might have jumped into these crypto projects because their favorite YouTuber was promoting them.
That's a crucial point, and that's what we'll be digging into next. Did any of these projects actually deliver on their promises, or did they leave investors, particularly those who might have been influenced by MrBeast holding the bag?
Right, because if MrBeast is using his influence to pump up these projects and then dumping his holdings, he could be making a lot of money at the expense of his own fans.
Exactly, and that raises some serious ethical questions about the role of influencers in the crypto space.
And we'll be exploring those questions in part 2 of this deep dive, so stay tuned.
So we've been looking at how MrBeast might have made money from these crypto projects.
Yeah.
But it's not always a simple buy low, sell high kind of thing.
Right.
There are a couple projects where he seems to have held onto the tokens.
Even when they tanked.
Exactly like Play Metagods and Meta Wars.
Yeah. Those are pretty rough.
Yeah, and this is where things get a little ethically murky.
Okay, how so?
Well, because even though MrBeast might not have personally profited from selling, the prices of these tokens completely crashed. Play Metagods, for example. It's down over 99% from its all-time high.
Oof, 99%, that's gotta sting.
For sure, and even though MrBeast might have held on to his tokens,
Yeah.
it still raises questions about whether he used his influence to promote something that ended up hurting his followers.
Yeah, it's like recommending a stock
Uh-huh.
that ends up crashing.
Right.
You might not have sold your shares,
Right.
but you're still kind of responsible for misleading people.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. And in the crypto world where things move so fast and the hype can be so intense,
Yeah.
the potential for harm is even greater, especially when you have someone with MrBeast's reach promoting these things.
So let's dig into Play Metagods specifically.
Yeah.
What was the deal with that one?
It was marketed as a play-to-earn game.
Play to earn. That was a big thing for a while.
The idea was that you could earn cryptocurrency by playing the game.
Yeah, sounds kind of fun.
Sure. But a lot of these play-to-earn games were built on some shaky foundations.
Yeah.
And Play Metagods was also heavily promoted by some, let's just say questionable influencers.
Ah, the pump and dump crowd.
Pretty much.
And MrBeast got mixed up with them.
Well, his name was definitely used to promote the project. Their website listed him as an investor.
Okay.
And there were tweets highlighting his involvement.
Right. And wasn't Alex Becker involved with Play Metagods too?
Yeah, he was a key advisor.
So more connections to that influencer network we were talking about.
Exactly.
But what about the game itself? Did it live up to the hype?
Not really. The price of their token MGOD, it totally crashed.
Oh, wow.
And the project basically vanished. No more social media activity. The game itself is basically gone.
So anyone who bought into the hype,
Yeah.
potentially because they saw MrBeast's name attached to it,
Right.
probably lost a lot of money.
It's highly likely, and the same goes for Meta Wars, another project MrBeast was involved with.
Right?
Token price down over 99%.
Ouch.
And while he might not have sold his holdings,
Yeah.
it still raises those same ethical concerns about using his influence to promote risky investments.
Especially to a younger audience. It's a tough situation. You have this YouTuber who's built his brand on being generous and giving back.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's this potential dark side where he might be profiting from schemes that hurt his own fans.
It's not about condemning anyone,
Right.
but it's important to examine the facts and have a conversation about the role of influencers in the crypto space.
Absolutely. Influence is a powerful thing, especially when it comes to money. People trust MrBeast.
Yeah.
They see him as a role model.
Yeah.
So when he endorses something, it carries a lot of weight.
For sure. And with that influence comes responsibility. If you're going to use your platform to promote investments,
Right.
you need to be incredibly careful about the projects you're aligning yourself with.
Especially in a market like crypto.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about this network of influencers.
Yeah.
Is there any hard evidence that they were actually coordinating their efforts to pump and dump these coins?
It's hard to say for sure without seeing private messages or communications.
Okay.
But the on-chain analysis does reveal some interesting patterns.
Like what?
Well, we see the same group of influencers involved in the same projects, often buying in early and selling around the same time.
So maybe not a formal conspiracy, but definitely some coordinated activity.
It seems that way.
And then there's Jaggedsoft,
Right.
the mystery figure who seems to be profiting from all this.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this person, and what's their role in all of this?
Well, as we said before, researchers haven't been able to definitively uncover their identity,
yeah.
but they've traced a significant amount of cryptocurrency to their wallet,
Okay.
suggesting they're playing a key role in these deals. And remember that 1% fee we talked about.
Yeah, the commission that gets paid out after each token sale.
Right. Well, it turns out Jaggedsoft might also be getting a cut of the profits from those farming wallets.
Farming wallets. Remind me what those are again.
So remember how we talked about farming as a way to earn rewards by holding on to your tokens? It seems that MrBeast was using separate wallets specifically for farming,
Right. Yeah.
and Jaggedsoft was getting a cut of those earnings too.
So even when MrBeast wasn't actively buying and selling this Jaggedsoft character, was still making money.
Yeah, it seems that way.
That's pretty shady.
It definitely raises questions about their relationship and the extent of Jaggedsoft's involvement.
Right, like are they just a tech advisor or are they orchestrating these schemes?
That's the big question.
And we might never know the full answer,
Probably not.
but we can keep digging, keep following the money trail, and keep encouraging people to think critically about the influence these YouTubers have.
Absolutely, and that's where you, the listener, come in.
Okay, so we've uncovered a lot today, but I think the main thing is this. We've seen evidence that MrBeast has been profiting from early access to those crypto projects, often with his influencer buddies, and then selling off those tokens at the peak price.
Yeah.
And sometimes those projects have crashed, leaving his followers who bought in later holding the bag.
Exactly, and it makes you wonder, what responsibility do these influencers have when it comes to promoting investments?
Especially in a volatile market like crypto.
Right, even if there's no illegal activity going on, there's still a big gray area.
Yeah, because it's not like these guys are financial advisors.
No, they're not.
They're entertainers, content creators, YouTubers.
Yeah.
They've built their audiences on trust and authenticity.
Right.
And when that trust is used to promote risky financial products, it can really backfire.
Absolutely. It's a slippery slope because when you're always shilling products,
Yeah,
even if you believe in them, it starts to feel less genuine.
right. More like a cash grab.
Exactly. And once that trust is broken, it's hard to earn it back.
So what can we do about this? As viewers, as followers?
Yeah.
How do we navigate this whole influencer marketing thing, especially in the crypto world?
Well, I think the first step is to be more critical of the information we see online.
Okay.
Don't just take everything at face value. Do your own research, look into the projects, and think about the influencers' motivations.
Yeah, like if something sounds too good to be true,
Yeah.
it probably is,
Especially in crypto.
where everyone's promising overnight riches.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask questions. If you're not sure about something, reach out to a financial advisor, do some research. There's tons of resources out there.
Yeah, knowledge is power,
For sure.
especially in the world of crypto.
It can save you from making costly mistakes.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive into MrBeast and crypto, we want you to remember this.
Yeah.
Stay curious, stay informed, and always think critically about the information you're consuming online.
And if you're interested in learning more, check out the sources we use for this episode.
Yeah, look into those projects we talked about, see what happened to the people who invested,
Right.
and draw your own conclusions. Because at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own financial decisions. So stay vigilant, stay skeptical, and don't buy into the hype.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's all for today. Thanks for tuning in,